It's Pyro Side Chat 3, and I'm in a much better mood. So, for those who have stuck with me this long and not got scared away when I was being rather depressing, thank you. Our oldest boy, Nick, came over and visited and had supper, and these days, pretty much every time he comes over, I mean, it really brightens my spirits. He was our rule breaker, our rebel, and he has turned it around, and it is just wonderful to see. So that just, he doesn't have to be perfect, and I know he's going to have down days, but he's just been doing so well. It's just really brightens my spirits. So I can't remember the name of this castle off the top of my head. I had a couple reference photos, decided that I kind of like some of the things they had. And of course, you don't want to plagiarize, so I totally changed how it was kind of forming. It kind of does this sort of thing. I don't know how to describe it. I just thought it looked cooler that way. It looked more dramatic, and I changed some things I didn't like, and I moved, and some things were like, well, I can't really see the details, so I'm just going to make my own details and just make it mine. Make it my own. It's my castle now, so get your own. So, yeah. But having fun with this, so I had so much fun with the last one, I thought, I gotta do this again. So it was a lot of fun. Right now I'm trying to find that compromise for things that I like to do and things that other people might enjoy watching, as well as, maybe you'll learn something from watching me on my videos, or maybe you're a buyer, which would be fantastic. Always looking for add to my group of collectors who like to collect my work. So if you are, please reach out. So, but yeah, earlier I was pretty depressed and bummed out, but I think with that last one, it was, I've kind of done some just not chintzy work, but just, for me, what was rather simplistic work. Just trying to keep the skills honed, just more or less give myself something to do. And that one, I stretched and I pushed myself a little bit more on that one, and it showed, because it really came out well. So this one, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to wood burn the details, clean up a little bit, and then watercolor it, and scorch the outsides, and then poly seal it. So I'm actually still working on the seal on the other one. For those of you that are looking to do this kind of stuff, here's a little tip for you. And I learned this from an art buddy of mine on Facebook. When you colorize it, whether you're using watercolor or acrylics or colored pencils or what have you, the moment you brush on that polyurethane, you're going to smear it. So the best thing to do is do a nice even but heavy coat, and just going over back and forth, left to right, up and down, back and forth, and just real heavy spray of polyurethane. Let that set up and dry, whatever it recommends for a drying period of time, and then do it again. And then give it a good 24 hours to dry, and then you start brushing your polyurethane. And I'd say anywhere from, depending on what kind of look you like, more of a matte finish or more of a gloss finish, 2 to 4 coats, and proper drying time in between, and very fine, very super fine grit sandpaper, and very lightly go over it. You do that and it'll look sharp. Promise. So, yeah, this one just, I love the idea of this, but I gave it more of an overgrown effect, and I'm probably going to do more as I kind of work on this. I want to get it right first before I start burning. And but I just love the idea, because it's like I'm just envisioning, and that's why I added some foliage around here, and having this vision of coming out of the woods and seeing this abandoned castle. And then next thing out of my head is, okay, how can I get over there and explore? Is it legal to do so? And then kind of, I don't care, I got to get over there and look at it. There's nobody there, I got to see this. So, but I love watching videos on YouTube about exploring abandoned places. Now, granted, yeah, I mean, you got to really make sure they're abandoned, and yeah, I get it. You know, there's some legal issues there, but I mean, if it's a truly abandoned, nobody goes there, and it's safe, you know, I just find it fascinating, you know, and especially the groups that have that kind of, I can't remember what their statement is, but something like, walk through, leave nothing but footprints, you know, so they don't take anything. So that, I think that's kind of cool. And it's, you know, that's certainly, I think, the way to do it. So I think I'm going to leave that. Less is more on that. But yeah, and then there's, I think her name's Betty Urbix or Urban or something. She's on Instagram, and she goes to some of the coolest freaking places. So neat. I would love to do that kind of stuff. But, you know, find the time to do something like that, because if I were to do it, you know, I'd, of course, you know, make sure I had permission and, you know, all that kind of stuff. And I had one kid on this YouTube channel. I don't know if he was in China or Japan, but, you know, some kind of Asian country. I don't really remember where he said specifically, but yeah, it was like an abandoned, not just a hotel, but it was like a resort. I mean, and I just thought it was so cool, because he walked by the front desk and they had all these keys and stuff that went to all the various rooms and things like that. And it was just a pile of keys. And it was just the very thought that, you know, they just got up and left. You know, it's just the weirdest thing. I find that fascinating. So, anyway. If, by the way, at some point, if I get enough subscribers, I'm going to try to do like a live broadcast. So if you chat and have questions, I'll do my best to answer, and drawing at the same time. And if there's other artists that want to, you know, kind of chime in with me or work with me, maybe we can Skype together or do some kind of live kind of thing. That would be kind of cool. I love how they do that on Artcasters, and I think that's neat. I love listening to them when I'm working on my art. Just helps, you know. I love working on art, but sometimes it gets kind of, you know, kind of lonely, to be honest. So, but anyway, yeah, that's what I'm going to do with this. I'll chime in again tomorrow. I'm trying to do this every day, even just a few minutes. So I'll keep you posted. So if you have any questions or comments, you know what to do. So have a wonderful day and evening, and blessings.